There's a few questions I may come and ask you today. One of them will be, who are you? And I want you to also think about, have you ever waited for a call that never came from a job? For those who are dating, I'm off the market, so that's good. But just waiting for a call to be invited. The biggest misconception of what we do in creating your platform is you have to, one, create a stage. And in order to do that, you have to truly focus on who you are. It took many years for me to find out who I was. You work for organizations, you become that organization. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. You become that organization. But also keep in mind that when that organization is done with you, you still have to find out who you are. A lot of people came on stage today with a story. And everyone out here has a story as well. My story may or may not be different, but it's an opportunity for me to express to you how I created my platform. The misconception is we focus on where we've been. Once again, who we are, where you were born, but also focusing on what is it that I'm trying to accomplish. We spend our lives polishing resumes. That only tells you what you've done. And then we write cover letters and say, yes, I'm seeking this particular job or opportunity. But that's not it. The real truth is, it's the moments that shaped you, the lessons that humbled you, but it's also the moments that redefined you. And then somewhere down the line, you eventually find you. So when you think about creating that platform, you focus on what is it going to take for me to be the obvious choice. So once again, the misconception is based upon driving a narrative, looking to create different avenues. But the only issue that we run into is that we find ourselves being hyped about what other people are doing. People who seem to have it all figured out. Our friends, of course, our parents. We never know the struggle of parents and what they do to make us to be where we are today. Your heroes, family members. But the other misconception is we truly try to focus on being in someone else's path. But that's their path and not your path. So when you start winding things down and you're focused on creating this platform, the biggest thing that you must understand is you have to build relationships. They have to be meaningful relationships, not just passerby, how are you, and you keep moving, but get to know the relationship that you desire to attract. And when you focus on relationship building, that's when things kind of start to change a little bit. You focus on, once again, who you are. I can tell you, I spent 26 years with a company who paid for all of my degrees, so thank you. And I forgot who I was. I retired, came out of retirement, wanted to travel a little bit with the missus, have some fun, but I felt unfulfilled. So what happens here is you find yourself being overqualified, but nobody recognizes you. You find yourself being in a room where people are talking about you, but they're not bringing you up to the next level. And then also you find this one situation where you're waiting on doors to open, they never open. That also goes back to that question where you never got that call to be invited. Let me pause right there for a minute. You never got that call to be invited. But one day that call comes. Then you go back to that resume that you polished. You go back to the cover letter. You go back to stop being who you are to suffice what they want you to be. In order to do that, you still have to keep in the back of your mind that you have yet to create your own individual platform because you're filling in a slot. I can tell you when I got hired here, I felt home because I felt that I can impact young minds that allowed me to drive them in a direction that they needed to go, not where they wanted to go. Who wants to go to school for 4 years and walk away with no job? Who wants to go and continue your MBA looking for an internship? But what happened along the way, they lost themselves, and at the end of the day, they still haven't found themselves. So what I've been able to do in the situation that I'm in, and it's a great situation, I'm asking every student that walks through my door, before I ask you anything about a resume, who are you? I don't expect them to know that. They're having fun, they're on campus, they're doing everything. I'm sure everybody can kind of think about what they did in college. But the biggest other misconception that I want to circle back to is they have not actually crafted their future. My goal is to teach them how to become the architect that creates your future. And by doing that and creating this platform, you focus on who you are. So I want to leave you with this. We sit back and we try to suffice everything around you but ourselves. You sit back and you sacrifice everything for everyone else but not yourself. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to want it, but are you willing to work for it? So the biggest thing that I want everyone to understand as I walk away, the platform is yours, but are you bold enough? Are you brave enough? And are you brilliant enough to create it? Thank you very much.